Yo, the amount of fucking dead ends you're gonna have on that hair gonna be insane. Like, what do you even do against this realistically? Holy shit. I'm starting to wonder, who's the biggest hater that we be seeing in modern day? Kendrick Lamar towards Drake, 50 Cent to Diddy, or Rudo towards that core? You take your pick of who's the biggest hater. I've been electrocuted one time in my life. I know that's a wild statement to say, but it was a broken set of Christmas lights and I plugged it in and I had it held. Arm went numb for a couple days. It was a whole thing. And let's just say, being electrocuted is not a fun experience for a few seconds. How in the fuck are they dealing with this? What the fuck is that? Oh, that's cruel too. Hits her fingertips. So close yet so far away. I can't believe there is unironically people throughout all this fucking show trying to say it didn't get a good anime adaptation. Not that they were the vocal majority. They were very much the minority, but holy fuck, they said that with their full chest and they meant it. Hey, you, if you got this far in the video, make sure you drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, and Patreon is, of course, where you catch my full live reactions, all some more. This shot in particular, wow. I mean, I wasn't sure what I wanted or to expect reaching a certain point, but bro just crossing his arms. The Watchman? The Watchman be watching? Who the hell is that? What the hell is that? But the crazy thing is, looking at a shot like this, you would think, oh, you know, bro got humbled, right? This girl surely wasn't her. But she was Goku for most of the goddamn episode prior to this and got humbled beyond belief. So humbled, she disintegrated. This thing is terrifying. And the crazy thing, this is like 2 minutes, like less than 2 minutes of the episode. And I gotta be honest, it's one of the standout moments of this entire anime season. It has my mind racing. It has me thinking, where do we even go? What does the head look like? Does this count as a god? Does this count as a devil? What the hell do you do against something like that that can Thanos snap you away? Like, I think it's so interesting too, the color palette they went for, because half the time it almost felt like we were going in and out of dimensions, and you know, you could just tell the fabric of space and time was not what they were used to. And I think one of the most like tragic things is how like the comb, it hits the tip of her fingers and she just barely misses grabbing it. Like, so close yet so far out of reach, right? If this is possible, is that thing like what? How do you defeat something that can Thanos obliterate you, bro? I don't know. So I watched this a day later than normal and I heard some buzz around it. I thought to myself, damn, you know, given what we just saw in the previous episode, to see the amount of buzz that I was seeing, I was thinking to myself, surely they ain't going to top the action. And while, yeah, I don't think they top the action, though I will admit the visual production, especially towards the electricity, pretty goddamn extraordinary stuff if you ask me. And like I said, it's very Dragon Ball coded, and I say that with nothing but praise. Visually, I do think this episode did way more than it had to, and I truly think an episode like this is a really good indication that a strong production value will keep your average anime watcher's attention a lot easier than if it had an average production. Now, here's the thing. This episode could have been 30% of what we saw, and I still would have had a great ass time. I think the narrative of everything and how they tied everything together was that good. But you also can't deny the fact that when you have that level of oomph, that extra attention to detail, whether or not you need flashy colors and great production values to stay engaged, which some anime fans do, like, let's not kid ourselves. Sometimes when you say that, people are like, no, wanting a better standard than mid is no. It's like, listen, there are some people who, unless they have the shiniest of new cars, they can't watch these anime, and it's a really sad state of affairs, we're being honest. But I know damn well, had this episode been average or below averagely produced, people wouldn't be hyping it up the same way they currently are. And if you really take a step back, while yes, there was a little bit of action at the start, and I guess in a way you could argue A chase scene can be seen as an action sequence, which really, thing flying to the sky and us rushing to destroy the core kind of counts as an action scene, but not in the same way as like the recent episodes when we're going against someone, right? So in a way, this is objectively a slower episode in terms of things moving. It's really just characters standing still, being pinned down by electricity or trying their damnedest to get to a core. It's not as exciting of content as previous episodes, but I think people are treating it as such because every little aspect of this show's production, from sound direction to voice actors to animation and art direction, worked as hard as they possibly could. So while most likely you or I, because most of the people who watch anime videos for the most part aren't the same type of monkey brains who need jingling keys to stay focused, we don't really need it to be this good in terms of production to probably like this episode this much, but your average fan does, and holy fuck, we benefit equally. This shit's just incredible. I mean, when she initially came back, I didn't have a lot of like expectations or love for this, but holy hell, the swan song that she ended up pulling off here was absolutely next level, and I thank her sacrifice, because holy fuck. And I mean, just look at shots like these. Like this, the imagery and the styles they pull off for the show is just so fucking good. If this show doesn't run for a minimum of 3 seasons, I will be so disappointed. Like, the aura that just a single fucking static shot can radiate. This show's fucking wonderful. And I love, too, that now we know what this girl's ability is. So, she wore a onesie the whole time, and it turns out her onesie allows her to transform into kaijus. And based on how they talked about it, it's seemingly there's different sizes and stuff. It's rare to see a character that you understand why the author kept them away from the battlefield as long as they did. Because, yeah, summoning a giant kaiju, Godzilla-level beast, would probably solve a lot of issues relatively quickly. I'm interested to learn about stipulations of when you can and can't use it, why this isn't being used more, because going forward, if we're not sending Godzilla to the front lines, what are we doing, Engine? What are we doing? Though I gotta admit, this is gonna be an underrated moment just because of the amount of excitement. But bro looking up at him and calling him Big Brother, and him being like a little shocked by that, like, what do you mean? Like, I still thought he was gonna die during that initial arc, and just seeing him being able to like just pass out knowing that he's finally safe is a really strong moment. But honestly, this is also another underrated moment because it happens right at the beginning. Like a dad looking out like, no, like we don't have to worry about trash. Like we're within the giant walls. Oh shit. We do gotta worry. I mean, you can't even blame the guy. Like that's how they've known their life. There's nothing to worry about because of the wall. Beautiful. I certainly have a hell of a lot of questions after that Watchman, but you know, it's when you think you got a handle on what Gachiakuta is gonna do. Episode 22 proves you wrong. Let me know your thoughts and theories, though, down below. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe if you're new around here, and of course, Patreon, full live reactions and exclusives to all these episodes and more. If you also want to help fund the channel, which is why I love to give video shoutouts to my patrons, because I make videos like these possible. All right, so today we got Karsten Steen, Jensen, Dr. Gold, Marshmallow God, Shadow, Frozen, Ginnis, Frank Stendel. We also have David Walker. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. You'll have a good one.